Hi everyone, I'm Rita Garcia. This morning on Asian Connection. So in Pakistan, if a husband says talaq 3 times, it means he wants a divorce. However, for women living here in the United States, their options for getting out of a marriage are much more abundant nowadays. Unfortunately, though, not nearly enough women take advantage of their rights. Local divorce lawyer Yasmin Kutty, who specializes in South Asian divorce cases, wants to make sure that your voice is heard. Welcome, Yasmin. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
So I just mentioned what your specialty is, but why don't you go ahead and fill us in and elaborate on what it is, what are the cases that you see?
Sure. My primary area of practice here in Houston is divorce. However, a large percentage of my clients are of South Asian descent, coming from areas such as India, Pakistan, China, Korea, any of the areas in the South Asian countries. They've come here often, they're professionals, but there's a lot of cultural nuances and things that I feel I understand in handling and providing them with the proper tools to get their divorce here in Texas.
Can you talk to us about some of the differences when it comes to marriage in South Asia compared to the U.S.?
Yes. Oftentimes the distinction is expectations. In countries such as India and Pakistan, oftentimes when you get married, whether it's an arranged marriage, semi-arranged marriage, or you've dated, the family plays a large part in the decision-making process of getting married. And so subsequently, when you decide it's not working out, the family plays a much larger role in South Asian culture than other cultures here in the United States. And that can be, there's a lot of pressure from couples to make that decision to actually go forward with a divorce.
So does the same apply when it comes to getting married?
Yes, it's a big decision to get married. You rely oftentimes on your family, your parents, and I have most of my clients, many of them who are South Asian, when they come into my office, actually come with relatives, their parents, their uncles, their cousins. It's a group decision, and there's a lot of pressure to stay in the marriage, and so I try to cater and understand some of the cultural differences when they enter and decide in either getting married or getting divorced after they've been married.
Do you think it's a challenge understanding the law here in the United States as opposed to in South Asia when you see some of these clients?
There's some differences for people who are getting married in India or Pakistan and South Asian countries. There's differences with how custody, visitation's handled, how property division's handled, and I think I have a job to explain to my clients here that are of South Asian descent that there are going to be some differences, that Texas law is going to treat property and your jewelry and other types of thing, maybe even the dowry, differently than you would if you initiated your divorce back home.
So what would you say to someone who, is in the middle of this process right now? And maybe a little, is it fair to say maybe they're afraid to come forward? Is that fair to say?
Yes, I think there's a lot of pressure even for my clients that are of South Asian descent here in the United States to make that decision. However, the most important thing, I think, even over custody and visitation, is financial transparency. Trying to find out either before, during, or when you decide you want to get a divorce, how much debt does the other person have? How much debt do I have? What is my income? What's your income? And having some financial transparency and an understanding of the financial nuances wherever you're getting married and if you decide to embark on getting a divorce.
All right, well, we have your website on our screen right now, so people can jot it down if they have any questions. I'm sure they can feel free to give you a call or write you.
Yes, they can visit me at my website at kuttylawfirm.com, call my office at 713-568-5401, and we are happy to help and prepared to help. Thank you.
Answer all questions. Thank you so much for coming in, Yasmin. We really appreciate it. That cleared up some misconceptions out there for sure. So be sure to join us again next time for more Asian Connection.